Greetings to you viewers. My name is Pastor Yvonne Chipindu. I hope I find you well. As we are still continuing, God is telling us that it is not over yet. Have you ever been in a position or in a situation where you feel that God is not hearing me? Where you feel that God has left me? Where you feel that your life has ended? Where you feel that your world has crumbled? But you know what, child of God? God is telling you that it is not over yet. Remember, Naomi, when her husband and her two sons died, she felt that her world has ended, because remember, their two sons didn't have children, so she felt that her world has ended. And she, even when she went back to Bethlehem, she'll tell them, the people, not to call me Naomi, but you'd rather call me Mara. That means bitter, because I have lost my two sons and my husband. So she thought that her world has crumbled. But you know what? God had good things in store for her. Unfortunately, she just didn't know. Remember, when the disciples made the storm, Jesus was sleeping, and they thought their life has ended. They started crying, they started screaming and shouting to their master, who is Jesus Christ, who was sleeping. And you know, one thing that I've learned there, why Jesus rebuked them. Jesus rebuked them. Why? Because he was telling them that you don't have faith. Why are you saying as if your life has ended? Yet there is still hope. God is still there. So as a child of God, whatever you are going through, don't think that God has left you. He is still with you. You still have faith. You can still change the situation. For he has already given us the power. He has given us the authority. Like we learned that if you are in that secret place, you are in a place of authority, you are in a place of dominion. So whatever you are going through, don't think your world has ended. Actually, it has just begun. Why? Because God is still there. As this God of ours is the God of dramas. Who does dramas? We need to go into the scriptures and read from Judges chapter 16 from verse 23 to 30. I shall read for you. This story is about Samson. I need to read from verse 23. The Philistine rulers held a great festival, offering sacrifices and praising their god Dagon. They said, our God has given us victory even over our enemy Samson. I just want to give you a brief background about Samson. When Samson was born, the Israelites were facing many challenges from even the Philistines. So God wanted to redeem his people from the Philistines, and he gave strength to Samson. And Samson, when he met even the Philistines, he would fight even 1,000 men alone. So now they decided to look for a woman who was Delilah, and she tricked Samson until Samson told them where his strength was coming from. And we all know that his strength was coming from his hair, and they shaved his hair. And now Samson lost his strength. So now they fought with him, and they even pluck out his eyes, and now he was blind. They put him into prison. So this is what I am reading from verse 23. So that is when they have put him into prison. I need to go on verse 24. When the people saw him, they praised their God, saying, our God has delivered our enemy to us. The one who killed so many of us is now in our power. So they thought that Samson's world has ended. I need to continue to read verse 25. Half drunk by now, the people demanded, bring out Samson so you can amuse us. So he was brought from the prison to amuse them, and they had him stand between the pillars supporting the roof. So now the Philistines thought that Samson no longer have this strength, so they thought they can do whatever they want with him. I need to continue to read verse 26. Samson said to the young servant who was leading him by the hand, since he was blind, place my hands against the pillars that hold up the temple. I want to rest against them. Now the temple was completely filled with people. All the Philistine rulers were there, and there were about 3,000 men and women on the roof who were watching as Samson amused them. So now, Samson, being blind, he asked those guys that was holding his hand to put him against the pillars. And these Philistines, they were over 3,000. They wanted to see what Samson was going to do to them. I need to continue. Then Samson prayed to the Lord. Look at that. He knew that it is not over yet. Why? Because he knew that my God still lives. We know that if God still lives, we still live. Why? Because we are in him. So this is what Samson did. He prayed to his God, and he knew that my God will remember me, will hear my prayers. Let me continue to read. Then Samson prayed to the Lord, sovereign Lord, remember me again. Look at that. Oh God, please strengthen me just one more time. With one blow, let me pay back the Philistines for the loss of my 2 eyes. Then Samson put his hands on the center pillars that he held up the temple. I just want to take you back. When Samson prayed, remember, this man was in distress. Remember, this man is hurt inside. Remember, this man wants to defeat or wants to fight his adversaries. But now he, in his own place, he thinks, I cannot do it alone. He knows that I cannot do it alone without my God. So now he is praying to his God. I just want you to see something, child of God. If you are in a situation, what you need to do is not to complain. Look at what Samson did. Instead, he prayed and asked God to give him strength, and asked God to give him, to strengthen him, so that he will be able to fight his adversaries. So as a child of God, whatever the devil is doing to your life, don't cry. I know most of us, we cry, we mama, we start to complain, but rather pray to the God, to your God, to this living God, so that he will strengthen you, just as Samson did. I just need to continue to read. In the temple, he prayed, let me die with the Philistines. And the temple crashed down on the Philistine rulers and all the people. So he killed more people when he died than he had during this entire lifetime. So look at that. They thought that Samson's life has ended. But now God strengthened him, and the wall building fell on them, including those 3,000 Philistines. Remember, he once killed 1,000. So now he has killed 3,000 Philistines on the day he died. Why? Because number one, he had prayed to his God, and he had faith in his God, and God remembered him, and he said, you know what, Samson, it is not over yet. I am going to make you win over your enemies. So this is what our God is still saying today to us believers, that whatever it is that you are going through, God is not over with us yet. He is still on our side. He is still there to fight our battles. So remember, child of God, that it is not over yet in your life. And if you have enjoyed this message, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share until we meet again tomorrow, as we are still continuing. Stay blessed.